the poor orphan boy who became the creator of world's best-selling whiskey. Jack Daniel's is the world's most popular whiskey brand, but until recently, few people knew the liquor was created by Nathan Nearest Green, an enslaved black man who mentored Daniel. In today's video, we're highlighting how that poor orphan boy became the creator of the world's best-selling whiskey. Make sure to watch till the end and subscribe for more such uploads. Here we begin. Jack Daniel is a Tennessee whiskey brand. The Jack Daniel Distillery in Lynchburg, Tennessee, owned by the Brown-Forman Corporation since 1956, produces it. Jack Daniel's Black Label Tennessee whiskey, packaged in square bottles, sold 12.5 million 9-liter cases in the fiscal year ending April 30th, 2017. Other brand variants such as Tennessee Honey, Gentleman Jack, and Tennessee Fire increased sales by another 2.9 million cases. As a result, an additional 800,000 equivalent cases in ready-to-drink RTD products brought the fiscal year total for the entire Jack Daniel's family of brands to more than 16.1 million equivalent adjusted cases. So, how did Jasper Daniel's life start and reach to the ultimate success level? The official website of the Jack Daniel's brand suggests that its founder, Jasper Newton Jack Daniel, was born in 1850. His tombstone bears that date, but his exact birth date is unknown. According to the company website, it's customary to celebrate his birthday in September. However, in 2013, the Tennessee State Library website listed his birth date as September 5th, 1846. It maintains that his mother died in 1847, making the 1850 birth date appear implausible. However, author Pete Krass stated in his 2004 biography Blood and Whiskey, The Life and Times of Jack Daniel, that his investigation revealed that Daniel was born in January 1849, based on Jack's sister's diary, census records, and the date of death of Jack's mother. Jack was the youngest of 10 children born to Lucinda, Cook, Daniel, and Calloway Daniel. His father remarried and had 3 more children after Lucinda died. Calloway Daniel's father, Joseph Job Daniel, had immigrated to the United States from Wales with his Scottish wife, the former Elizabeth Calloway. Jack Daniel's ancestors were English as well as Scots-Irish. Jack and his stepmother did not get along. Daniel ran away from home after his father died in the Civil War, leaving him orphaned at a young age. How did his career take a turn? Daniel was taken in as a teenager by Dan Call, a local lay preacher and moonshine distiller. Call and his master distiller, Nathan Nearest Green, an enslaved African-American man, taught him the distilling trade. After emancipation, Green continued to collaborate with Call. Daniel founded a legally registered distilling business with Call in 1875, after receiving an inheritance from his father's estate, after a long dispute with his siblings. When Call resigned for religious reasons, he took over the distillery. The brand label on the product says Est and Reg in 1866, but according to his biographer, the business was not established until 1875, citing official registration documents. Daniel purchased the hollow and land where the distillery is now located after taking over the distillery in 1884. By the 1880s, Jack Daniel's was one of 15 distilleries in Moore County, and the second most productive, trailing only Tom Eden's distillery. In 1897, he began using square-shaped bottles to convey a sense of fairness and integrity. According to Daniel's biographer, the old No. 7 brand name was derived from the government registration number assigned to Daniel's distillery. However, when the federal government redrew the district, he was forced to change his registration number, and he became No. 16 in District 5 instead of No. 7 in District 4. However, because the brand reputation had already been established, he continued to use his original number as a brand name. In the 1967 book, Jack Daniel's Legacy, an entirely different explanation is given, stating that the name was chosen in 1887 after a visit to a merchant friend in Tullahoma who had built a chain of 7 stores. Jack Daniel's gained popularity after winning the gold medal for best whiskey at the 1904 St. Louis World Fair. However, as the temperance movement gained traction in Tennessee, its local reputation began to suffer. Jack Daniel was never married and never had children. Instead, he took in his nephews, one of whom was Lem Moltov, 1869 to 1947. Lem, Daniel's sister Fanetta's son, was good with numbers. He quickly took over the distillery's bookkeeping. In 1907, Jack Daniels sold the distillery to Lem Maltov and the other nephew due to his failing health. Maltov quickly bought out his partner and went on the run to the distillery for the next 40 years. In 1910, Tennessee enacted a statewide prohibition law, effectively prohibiting the legal distillation of Jack Daniels within the state. Maltov challenged the law in a test case before the Tennessee Supreme Court. The law was upheld by the court as constitutional. Daniel died in 1911 from blood poisoning. According to legend, the affection began in Daniel's toes, which he injured one early morning at work by kicking a safe in frustration when he couldn't open it. He was said to always have had trouble remembering the combination. However, Daniel's modern biographer claims that this account is false. Because of Tennessee's prohibition, the company relocated its distilling operations to St. Louis, Missouri and Birmingham, Alabama. However, due to quality issues, none of the production from these locations was ever sold. Following the passage of similar statewide prohibition law in Alabama, the Alabama operation was halted. The St. Louis operation fell victim to the onset of nationwide prohibition following the passage of the 18th Amendment in 1920. While the federal prohibition law was repealed by the 21st Amendment in 1933, state prohibition laws, including Tennessee's, remained in effect, preventing the Lynchburg distillery from reopening. Maltov, who had become a state senator in Tennessee, led efforts to repeal these laws, allowing production to resume in 1938. In 2008, a gift pack of 2 bottles commemorated the 5-year gap between national repeal and Tennessee repeal. One for the 75th anniversary of the end of Prohibition, and the other for the 70th anniversary of the distillery's reopening. When the United States government banned the manufacture of whiskey due to World War II, Jack Daniel's distillery ceased operations from 1942 to 1946. However, after good quality corn became available again, Maltov resumed production of Jack Daniels in 1947. Maltov died the following year, leaving the distillery to his children, Robert, Regan, Dan, Connor, and Mary. Later, the company was incorporated as Jack Daniel Distillery, Lem Motlow, Prop, Inc., allowing it to continue inside the Motlow in its traditional-oriented marketing. Similarly, company advertisements still use Lynchburg's 1960-era population of 361, although the city has since formed a consolidated city-county government with Moore County. According to the 2010 census, it is over 6,000 people. In 1956, the company was sold to the Brown-Forman Corporation. In 1972, Jack Daniel's Distillery was added to the National Register of Historic Places. In 2012, Mark Evans, a Welshman, claimed to have discovered the original recipe for Daniel's whiskey in a book written by his great-great-grandmother in 1853. Her sister-in-law had moved to Tennessee, but what about its recent history? Sales and brand value status. Black Label Jack Daniel's Tennessee Whiskey is the world's best-selling spirit and the flagship of product Brown-Forman Corporation. The product sold 12.5 million cases during the fiscal year that ended April 30th, 2017. Net sales for Jack Daniel's brand increased by 3%. Tennessee Honey and Tennessee Fire were also significant contributors to Jack families of brands of overall underlying net sales growth of 3%, flat on a reported basis. Underlying net sales increased by 4% and 14% respectively. Gentleman Jack, the premium brand, increased underlying net sales in the mid-single digits, while the RTD/RTP segment increased underlying net sales by 6%. It got lowered to 80 proof. Until 1987, Jack Daniel's Black Label whiskey was produced at 90 US proof, 45% ABV. The lower-end Green Label had a product rating of 80 proof. However, starting in 1987, the other label variations were also reduced in proof. This started with Black Label being reduced to 86 proof. Both the Black and Green Label expressions are made from the same ingredients. The difference is determined by professional tasters, who choose which batches will be sold as premium Black Labels and which will be sold as standard Green Label. In 2002, all commonly available Jack Daniel's products were reduced to 80 proof, lowering production costs and excise taxes even further. Modern Drunkard magazine noticed and condemned the reduction in alcohol content, which occurred without any announcement, publicity, or change in logo of packaging, and the magazine formed a petition drive for drinkers who disagree with the change. At the time, Jack Daniel's has also released higher proof special releases in the premium brand's expressions. For example, a one-time limited run of 96 proof, the highest proof Jack Daniel's had ever bottled at the time, was bottled in a decorative bicentennial bottle for the 1996 Tennessee Bicentennial. In February 1997, the distillery debuted its 94 proof Jack Daniel's Single Barrel. The Silver Select Single Barrel was previously the company's highest proof 100, but now it's only available in duty-free shops. There are now 125 to 140 proofs single barrel proof editions available. Let us know your views in the comments below and subscribe for more.